Jon Favreau and company at Lucasfilm got The Mandalorian Season 3 off to a hot start. I believe he and Dave Filoni have the right vision for the Star Wars world. The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and The Bad Batch are our creations under their curating. All three shows honestly are decent additions to the Star Wars lore and universe. While I'm not certain if Jon Favreau will be tasked to work on a film project, I do hope he is a creative overseer. He and Dave Filoni have created a very cool and unique Star Wars world in Disney Plus in such a short amount of time. Jon and the company truly have the goal of creating new Star Wars characters for future generations. They've got a good hold on the Disney Plus side of Star Wars content. But the big question that we all have is where the next trilogy or series of films will take Star Wars fans. Are we going to return to the Classic Republic era or return to the Clone Wars era? Favreau is in the know and shared some info on the latest discussion around the next Star Wars film. The Mandalorian showrunner and director spoke with Movie TV via StarWarsNews.net concerning the next film stories for Lucasfilm. He quoted the following: "There's definitely a conversation that's going on, and then also what happens after the sequel trilogy. Because the sequel trilogy only takes place over the course of a few years, and it's a very big thing on the screen, and it's very eventful. But it's a relatively brief moment in the history over the course of 1,000 years that Star Wars takes place. And so what happens after it is interesting too. And I know there's going to be some discussion, exploration going on about what happens after it. The next set of Star Wars films will be set in the future, and after the sequel trilogy based on his comments. Jon Favreau could have also been teasing that there is much more to Star Wars than the Skywalker saga. The events of the last sequel trilogy happened in such a short amount of time. This means that there is a ton of Star Wars stories to tell across the galaxy, pre- and post-sequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy is filled with potential characters like Rey, Poe, and Finn. I think if future scriptwriters and directors are given the right freedom, they could deliver on something unique. There are a ton of reasons why the sequel trilogy flopped, but there is a good needle in that haystack of problems somewhere in there. These sequel trilogy characters have connection to the Star Wars legacy, but are yet to have created their own unique path. It would make for such a comeback story for the sequel trilogy actors to return and knock the next film out of the park. The final word comes from up top from the president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. She has been responsible for most Star Wars canon content since 2012 and since Lucasfilm's purchasing from Disney. While some hits and misses have been made, I think Star Wars canon is in a good place right now, basically because of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. But honestly, Star Wars was in a messier position between 2017 and 2019. Both sequels to The Force Awakens were either mixed or poor based on the reviews. We didn't have Baby Yoda to keep us Star Wars fans happy back then either. All jokes aside, I do hope that there is some good direction going for Star Wars. According to Variety magazine, both Kevin Feige and Patty Jenkins' projects were scrapped by Disney CEO Bob Iger. That only leaves the kid's Star Wars project and Damien Lindelof's film as the only ones in active development. I expect one of these two to be announced soon since Bob Iger wants to get the show going. Bob Iger must have wanted Kevin Feige to focus on Marvel Studios more directly and just gave him less work on his desk. As for Patty Jenkins, I have hope that she might return to do her project, but we'll just have to wait and see. As of now, Rogue Squadron is not active in development. Sounds like Disney is trying to carve out some extra work to focus on the right Star Wars project. This all ties with comments from Bob Iger when speaking at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference. There he spoke about the changes at Disney and at Lucasfilm. He also said that Lucasfilm will determine their next film in the very near future and quotes the following: "We're going to make sure when we make one, it's the right one, so we're going to be very careful there." We have Star Wars Celebration to look forward to for any future announcements or trailers. The event will take place in London from April 7th to the 10th. It will be a huge weekend for Star Wars fans from all eras and all parts of the world. There will be multiple projects being announced, so patience is key for now. April is right around the corner, and Star Wars fans are needing some good film projects to develop. It was unfortunate to hear about Kevin Feige's Star Wars project getting canned, but I also think that was a decision that he weighed alongside his role at Marvel Studios. So share with me your thoughts on the latest developments over at Star Wars on their future film projects. What are your expectations for the Star Wars Celebration event in April as well? Share all those thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed today's topic. If you could hit that sub button, that would be awesome. Hit that like button and boost my video up on the algorithm. Click that bell so you don't miss any of my videos that get uploaded. And if you have some time to spare, check out some of these videos on your screen right now.